Good afternoon, everybody, and a very happy Saturday. And this is not going to be a 10-minute video. I've done a couple of them this week. This is going to be a nice patty slow one. So get a cup of tea, even just watch it afterwards when you got a bit of peace and quiet to do so. Probably going to keep it under half an hour, I hope. But I don't really care. I enjoy doing it. What's on the menu today? We've got 2 new knives to me. One brand new, one second hand. I have got a new torch, which I'm absolutely blown away with. And I got this for free. I'm just going to tell you that now. This I got for free, the torch. But there's a bit about the company as well. And I'm also going to talk about a new stropping method that I have been using and testing now for just over a week. And I'm happy enough I can say now, yes, I think it is an option that maybe you would like to try. So let's just get started. I'm going to start with my favorite thing that I got so far this week and they're all lovely. Even the one I got for free, fantastic. It's going to be a highly recommended. This, look, again, on my show, I highly recommend most things because I picked most things. This is a new GEC, and this one is one that I've wanted for my collection. I like collecting knives that are made by GEC, but some of them are special factory orders they do for other things. And this one is the Blade Forums 2022 Bunny Knife. Yes, you heard me right, bunny knife. Comes in the lovely artwork, really is nice. And on the back of it, it gives you a little why the bunny knife came into fruition, sort of led back to the early days of Australia. But it's worth a read. I'll leave that there. There you are. You can highlight that and read it if you want to. But when I do my main review, I'll probably go into that more. This is just a show and tell today. This is a beautiful knife. This is just a new slip, so it's still a bit tight. This is the bunny knife. And I haven't bought a GEC brand new for quite a while. I bought second-hand ones, I've traded for ones. But this one, when it came up, I thought, oh no, I can't miss this out. And the sort of prices are going up now. And I got this from Mike Knives, who's one of the best pricers. He gets them imported from the US. He's the only GEC dealer in the UK. Mike's Knives, I'll put him down below. I've told you about him before. He does all sorts from second-hand knives right through to brand new GECs. Just a super nice guy and easy to get hold of. This is just a little diamond, and you'll see on this is a numbered knife because they don't make that many of them. This is 104. I don't know whether they make 500 or 1,000. I've no idea, but once they're made and they're gone. This is the bunny knife. I just love this. It's a 2-bladed knife. Look at that GEC back spring. Just perfection. Absolute perfection. And you hear me say that about my Jack Wolf knives and all. This is exactly the same. Look at the blade centering on this. And these are more hand finished. That's why I love my GEC. It's traditional. It's not completely traditional now because of updated machinery, but they're made the old-fashioned way. And I just love my GECs. But this one, and I know it's very plain, there's not even a shield. It's in Cocobolo, which I wanted another wood knife. I just love Cocobolo. It's such a dark, rich, warm to the touch. Once you've rubbed up and down about 2 or 3 times on this, the handle warms up and it's just gorgeous to use. It's so smooth. Really is so smooth. You might feel that button top a little bit there. These are spun, these rivets. But look, this is a traditional knife. I do keep saying this is perfect. And to me, this is perfect. Yes, you can find a flaw with any knife if you look hard enough. You can feel that a slight wee bit there. And it's not so much the button. It's just where it's sunk a wee bit deeper on that middle pin there. Couldn't care less. That when I say perfect, that doesn't even come into the equation. Doesn't bother me in the slightest. But you can see it's 2-bladed. You have a clip blade, and in the front here, you have a beautiful pen knife. Just a little pen blade, and isn't that just lovely? And the angle of this means that when I grip hold of this, I don't get stabbed to death. I can feel it there, but when I'm using this with a pen knife, I'm going to be using it like this 95 times out of 100 to cut or slice, to open a package. It's a little light grip that I'm going to go across. I can move back a bit and I can just feel the blade. You can see it's not sticking up that far. I can put my hand here and there's no pain whatsoever. I can work away. A beautiful. Now this is a patent premiere. So I'll explain a bit why that is, because GEC do other patterns, another pattern, especially the number 15 pattern. This is exactly the same size as the number 15 pattern. But this is I mean, you know I love a clip blade. And GEC just make the most gorgeous clip blade. Now, the only thing that detracts from completely perfect is the bunny knife. I'm still not sure of this. I'll do the final review and I think I might just take that off. This is just an etching on here. It'll be easy to take off. But do I want to or not? I don't know. I don't really care. I'll probably this is going to be used anyway. I might just let the patina take it away for me. But it is just beautiful. Look at that swedge. And this lovely long pull just meets it up beautifully. And the swedge is on the other side, which makes this side just as attractive. But it is beautiful. And the boy's knife is about the smallest GEC I can get all 4 fingers on. And it's a perfect, lovely working knife. Really is just lovely for an EDC knife. The perfect size, which is about, let me just get my tape measure. I'll let you see. My tape measure, my ruler, I should say. There we go, the ruler. And should be about 3.5 inches. Yes, that's what the boy's knife is. And then you have a cutting edge of just under 2.5 inches. Or maybe slightly under, and like fractions under 2.5 inches, which is perfect for my everyday. This can be my main carry. I have no problems. This is my main carry. It's just that's the smallest it'll go for a main carry, but it is just, and having the 2 blades, I'm not a particular person for 2 blade knives, but when you get a lovely little pen blade that's set down so far as that doesn't affect your grip whatsoever. So it's a lovely, lovely knife. Fit, finish, just everything about it. The blade's 1095 as normal. I just love it. Now, the only difference between this and a number 15 that I found so far is that this is slightly turned in. It's sort of rounded over a very shallow pistol grip, if you like, but it's very shallow. And it's a little bit wider at the base here. But it's a new pattern. And the bunny knife, the history of it's good, which I'll do in the review. But I'm over the moon with it, already carrying it, and it's in use. It's in this nice new slip that I've had to keep for something like this, and it's beautiful. It'll soften up and widen out. And my little pen, beautiful slim EDC carry. Now, shall we get the other knife out of the way? I say I'm not doing main reviews. These are just quick looks over. A quick look at over the what I have got. I've been getting into fixed blades. God, I'm getting so bad at hitting that. Fixed blades, and I seen this came up on one of my Facebook groups, and it's an Arthur Wright, and my Arthur Wright knives, they're my favourite, and Ashley Harrison, the son who makes customs for me, or not just for me, for everybody, but and this is a little Arthur Wright, little fixed blade, made in the old-fashioned way with leather. You can see the little coils of leather that are made, and you can see the difference in sizes. I mean, there's a lot of work goes into a little knife like this. Beautiful knife. It's a full tang, and as you can see there, it's peened at the end, which is just beautiful. Done the old-fashioned way. Great. I can get a full 4 fingers inside this aluminium pommel. It's a brass guard up here. You've got brass, and I think that probably is G10, black G10. Just beautiful. Again, it's not new, so I can't tell you what the exact materials are, but it's just a lovely knife. It hasn't had much use. Somebody's had a bit of a go with a belt grinder here. I'm probably not even going to bother worrying about that, because I'll probably not use this a whole lot, but it's one I wanted for my collection more than anything. So I'll maybe put a working edge on it now. It'll work and it'll go, but I don't know what I'm going to do. I might use it. I probably won't, to be honest with you, but it is a lovely knife, very basic little leather sheath, which is all you need on a little knife like this, but really, really pleased to get that in my collection. I wanted to get that before I got a buck, because this is a UK maker, and I wanted to get it because my mate, um, my mate Tom, Knife Delights, who's really, go and check his channel out, Knife Delights. He's a buckman, and I join them on a Sunday morning podcast with RJ's Knives. I'll put his name down below. Go and check them two channels out. Two lovely fellas. And on a Sunday, if you've got nothing better to do in the UK, at 6:30 on a Sunday night, or it's 10:30 on a Sunday morning over in the US, but 6:30 Sunday night, we sit and there's about usually 4 comes on, and we sit and talk about knives, the world, anything. There's nothing really important gets discussed, but we just share our love of knives, and we show all sorts of different knives, talk about all sorts of different knives. And I've had so much joy being part of the podcast, RJ's podcast. But this will definitely be on Sunday. And then my next fixie is going to be a Buck 102. I haven't found one yet, so if anybody's got one, please hit me up. I'd love to do you a trade for one of your Buck 102s. Doesn't matter if it's used. These are just knives that, again, are not going to get much use, but I want to feel them in hand, and this is lovely. So there's another one out of the way. The next thing I'm going to talk about is this unusual looking but beautiful little flashlight. Now, to give you an idea of what size it is, this is the Olight baton. This is the mini baton. And I'm going to put them side by side. There you go. It's about the same in height. This is a little bit wider and a little bit deeper, but that gives you the height. It's a small little flashlight. This has been my desk one. And the reason I like my desk flashlight always has a low lumen. So we'll talk about it. Beautiful clip. One of the strongest magnetic bottoms I've ever had. Look at that. And if you're working and you clip this near outside of your pants, to have a light while you're working, and you're using your knife and you want to set it down to do something else, you could actually sit that onto that knife and it'll sit at the side of your leg where your pants are while you're working, and then you can undo it again. You don't have to do any hooking in pockets. It's such a strong, it really is. So a beautiful clip. And where's the button, I hear you ask? Well, first of all, I'll show you underneath this little thing here. You just pop this up. Oh, and there is your charging cable. It comes with an 18350 battery in it. Rechargeable, obviously. So there's that there. So where's the button for the knife, I ask you? And I gave this to my mate Justin yesterday, and he's going, I don't know, what happens? This also is your switch. I just love this. Honestly, it's so unusual. We see so many flashlights and they're all generically just a little bit different, but this one is beautifully different. Again, I love this. This is an aluminium. This is the cheapest version. They do titanium, and it runs from this aluminium one's about 50 quid. On Twisted Assisted, he sells them now for what are they called? Wuben. And this is about 1100 lumens. 1100 lumens. It's amazing. But the simplicity, I have not even taken the instructions out to work this out, and I'm not the brightest, as you know. This is so simple, so user-friendly. You turn it on, one push, and there we go. You have one lumen. And what that is good for especially if you got a knife collection and you want to look inside your knives, when you get the big bright light, you can't see it, but look at that inside. It really is super. You can see everything in the detail in the back of the knife. I love that on a flashlight. So this is now, I've already designated this as my table flashlight, which is somewhere I know where I can come in the house if the lights go out and get it. But after you get the one lumen, if you hold it down, it will go through all modes, right, up to that. And then to get it to go to the super duper mode, that's brilliant. I've forgotten how to do it. I'm going to go back now, right. Once you get the one lumen on, it always happens to me, I know. So you got the one lumen, and then you hold it down. It goes through the other modes, right? That's the highest mode on that. And then if you want this to go on to the super duper high mode, you just double click it and it goes to the high mode. And that is 11. It's just, I'm not going to put it in your eyes, but it's so bright. My whole room is illuminated now. And then one click and it's off. It's an amazing little knife. It also has a memory, so that's going to come on at the high again. So it's only a matter of holding it down and it'll go down to the one. You can see it down to the 1, and then I leave it there so that when it comes on the next time, it'll go on to the 1. There you go. Really super. It's got SOS and it's got the flashing light. Again, it's just two, but you just press a button twice. It's so simple. I really just, I can't recommend this enough. If you want a small compact lighter, beautiful clip if you want to put it in your pocket, but this is going to be my desk light, or you can even have it at your bedside because it's just a beautiful knife that can be clipped anywhere. You can clip it in the top pocket of your shirt or in a coat if you're out for a walk and you don't have anything else. You just clip it on there or under the belt of your trousers at night time and walk about with it pointing forward. It'll show up everywhere. And the fact that it's got a great battery, 1100 lumens, which is enough for anybody as an EDC flashlight. This is a little gem. So it's on twisted assisted, and I think it's coming in at about 50 or just over 50. Literally a pound or two either way. But just beautiful. I really, really recommend that. And I say they come in aluminium and titanium. And they've got fancy ones that have got, patterns on the titanium. Worth a look if you're into flashlights or torches, as I like to call them. So that is now my dedicated desk torch. While I was on the subject of twisted assisted, they have a sale on at the minute. They're in the sale. That light is in the sale. That's the sale price. But they also have a sale on all these covers. This is the twisted assisted Junzi, the slip joint. You can get the cover starting from £7 for a set of covers for this knife, which is just fantastic. And they've all sorts. And they can go up to titanium if you want to get titanium. They're all there, but they're all on sale at the minute. So get over to twisted assisted. Also, the little twisted tulip. This wee one. This is my desk knife. Are you starting to see the thing here? Little small knives, little small torches. That's all I need at my desk. But I work the hell out of this. This opens all my packaging and boxes when I'm in the room. Beautiful little knife. This one's in brass, but they're also doing covers in these. They're all on sale, and they're only a few pound. And it just brightens up your knife. I have the red scales as well for this. So get over to Twist Assisted. They also, I meant to say that, this little light also has little spots on it for tritium. Oh, there's another wee spot there. There's another spot there. They're all over. It's on the top, and they're all around it. But super, you can buy the tritium, and he now has that, or the little tritium capsules for that on Twisted Assisted. Get over and give a good look at him. That's James. He's become my friend now. Nice fella, really is. But I say, I got that for free. He said, take that, keep it. I would even show you his letter. He just said, if you can give it a wee show on the channel, I would appreciate it. That's what he asks. Nothing else. That's all he asks. That's all I want. And I'll tell the truth. That is a wee gem. So, that's that. The next thing I want to talk about is stropping. You know I'm a great stropper. This is an old strop. It's done. But it's still on. I just keep it on there for anything I want to use. But what I have used it for, I have stuck on a little bit of balsa wood. You can see here, I broke that wee side of it when I was putting it on. But I've been stropping on this side, as you can see the arc. I'd read somewhere that balsa wood was good for stropping. And the nice thing that I'm finding out about balsa wood, and this is not read from anywhere. I've been using this all week to see whether I think it's worth going into my rotation of stropping, and it really has. So I bought a pack. So you could do a thick and a thin strop out of one piece of this. I got 10 pieces of this strop. It's only about 3mm thick, but I got 10 pieces for £6. And that's going to give you 20 strops, a thin, or 10 thick ones like this. This is a 3-inch, and then a couple of 1.5-inch ones on that one block. So absolutely super value. What's it like to strop on? It is really unusual. It's very balsa wood. It's very smooth. But the thing with balsa wood is, if you've got a roll on your knife, or it's been well and truly used, when you put it on a strop, you tend to want a lean. And on a basic strop, there's give in it. There's more give in it than the balsa wood. So I have found this, and this is the way I'm stropping it, because I've found it's the best way of doing it. If the knife is blunt, I just do it like this. And I can put a little bit of pressure on it. And as long as I hold that angle, It's absolutely fine. Now you can do it any other way, but this is the way I've found doing it, holding the angle and getting right down to the edge. It's super. It really keeps a knife nice and sharp. It's beautiful. But then I also just turn it over. Now I'll have a strop in my front room, but then you can just do very light passes on the normal strop to get that super refined edge that you want for cutting. So I'm going to recommend, and I wouldn't do it unless I was sure, I'm going to recommend balsa wood. Try balsa wood, get yourself a little, you could probably get it cheaper than £6 for one piece. And all I done was a little bit of wood glue. In fact, it was PVA glue. I stuck it on and it hasn't budged. And that's just onto this fibre board that the strop is made of, straight onto it. Absolutely hasn't moved. And I'm telling you, it really is working. I've actually put the green compound on it, and you can see how much it's taken off, which is really good. That means that it's taken material off, but not anything. I've just literally been at hammer and tong all week on this. Just think it's fantastic. And it's now going to be part of my stropping. I'll do the strop first on this, and then I'll go on and give that light, smooth strop to get that really crisp little edge, or that bite edge on it. So there you go. If it's interesting, or if it's something you think you would like, I'd recommend you give it a go. And for all you're going to shell out, say £6, you get so many strops out of it. But what a nice thing to put in a go bag, or your day bag. Just get a little block of something. It doesn't have to be this thick for sure. But you can just set it down on a table. But the balsa wood you need some sort of a harder wood underneath it. Even if you're just going to set it down on top of something and do your stropping. But I've used it, and I've used it on a wide variety I've used it on K390. I've used it on M390. I've used it in S30V. I've used it in D2. I have used it on 1095, and it works with all of them. It works with all of them. So there you go. And all I'm going to do is recommend it. If you want to give it a go, I think it's worth it. I can't remember who I heard done it. But I just thought I was just going to try it because I love trying all different things. But I would recommend it, definitely. And even if you're not a great stropper, to get you started, because you can put pressure and this is not going to give, you have less chance of blunting your knife. And I don't know whether people know that. I'm sure lots of you do, but maybe there's somebody here who doesn't know. When you're stropping, if you put too much pressure on a leather strop pad, leather gives away and it folds up under, and it can blunt your blade if you're putting too much pressure on. So to maybe get used to putting pressure on, this would actually be a great idea for somebody who's just starting to learn how to strop. Let me know if you try it, what you think of it. But it's balsa wood I used, not basswood, balsa wood. And it's a smooth type that you would use for making, that we use for modelling, that make characters or planes and things like that, where you want nice thin wood, but really worth it. I think so anyway. And then obviously I have my big paddle strop, which is what I use mostly to strop things. But there you go. So I hope that interested you. I hope that was a nice wee Saturday chat. The one thing, again, I'd love to remind you about, get over to Twisted Assisted, see them. Mike's Knives might have maybe one bunny knife left. Mike's Knives, I'll put it out. It's just mikesknives.co.uk. Go on there and you get his telephone number on there. Give him a ring. Ask him if he's got any left. They're getting more expensive though, because this is a Blade Forums and it's a limited edition. This actually cost me £165, which is probably one of the dearest I've bought. A GEC knife from a dealer. I'm not saying Mike's dear. That's definitely not what I'm saying. He doesn't charge that much over the top of what he gets them. So they must have been dearer to buy. But it's a lovely knife. For me and my collection, this makes it back up to 16 again. I'm creeping up because I traded for a couple, but I love them. And I'll always collect GEC knives anyway. I love 1095. The crap steel that it is, I love it. Now, have I anything else to tell you? Yes, the other thing to remind you is it's Sunday night, tomorrow night about 6:30, tune into RJ's Knives. I'll put his name down below. Tune into RJ's Knives for our little podcast where I join them on their podcast, I should say. See, I take over everything. I join them and you'll just hear silly old men having a laugh and a chat. And even if you just put it on in the car and just listen to it. You don't need to watch us. We're all ugly. Some are more ugly than others. I consider myself one of the more attractive ones. But it's really worth a listen to. And RJ's an amazing host. But join in and ask a few questions and keep the panel working, because we're very apt to just drift off. Old age, you drift off. Take care, everybody. Paddy's Way, under 30 minutes. I am a star. Take care. And hit the like and subscribe button if you're not subscribed. And if you're not subscribed, why not? This channel's brilliant. Bye-bye.